Hello everyone, welcome to my corner. I'm Danie, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how I use my Apple Pencil and iPad to bullet journal digitally. The app that I use is called Procreate, and I use this app every single day to draw, color, make stickers, anything you can imagine. And as you can see, I already had some little monthly thumbnails that I drew out for my October 2019 cover page, which is what I'm going to be showing you guys how to make today. I always hand draw my titles. I like to hand letters, so there you can see me just copying and pasting my October title onto my cover page and then quickly resizing it, getting it where I want it, and deciding that I absolutely hated it and getting rid of it. I knew that I wanted to do a leaf falling through the air as kind of a way to welcome in the fall. I love the fall, and so I knew that I wanted to use that as my cover page theme for the month of October. I couldn't decide which kind of leaf I wanted to draw, so as you're going to see, I went through drawing so many different leaves. Here's an oak leaf, and then I think the next one I tried to draw is something similar to a maple leaf, possibly. I quickly got frustrated with that leaf after many attempts to get all of them to be the right angle, and I really became frustrated with this leaf, so I knew that I wouldn't want to draw many more of them. This was the style of leaf that I ended up going with. I'm pretty sure this is another type of oak leaf, but I ended up liking this one more because it didn't have to be as perfect. The lines were just more flowy and it just seemed a little more natural to me, so I ended up drawing that out. Of course, I wanted that leaf to look a little more natural and lifelike, so here I'm just adding in the veins of the leaf, giving it a little more detail, trying to give it that natural feel, that lifelike element, and then I'm just going to go ahead and draw an acorn along with my leaf because I just love the little acorn. I think it's so cute. Here I'm going back to my original thumbnail page, selecting that color template that I made early on. Then I'm going to paste it into that leaf drawing that I made for my cover page and use it as a template for when I'm ready to color in and paint my leaf. The next thing I'm going to do is kind of arrange the leaf and acorn in a way that I find visually appealing, and then I'm just going to add in some details. I wanted that leaf to feel like it was flowing in the wind or falling in the air, so I went ahead and added a swoop to make it feel like that. So one of my favorite things about digital art is that you have all the supplies and materials you could ever possibly need right there at the touch of your fingertip. As you can see, I already had a color scheme in mind that I wanted to use, so I was just picking the colors from there and using a water brush tool to paint my leaf. I love the effects that watercolors give off in real life, so I figured if I could get it to work digitally, then I would love it there as well. So here I'm just coloring in the rest of my page, finalizing everything, merging down my layers, and getting rid of that template so you can no longer see it. There I'm just grabbing that October title sticker that I made, pasting it onto my page, resizing it the way that I want it, and fitting it into my cover. I knew that I wanted to add a monthly calendar component to the cover page of my bullet journal, so here you can see me designing that calendar layout, adding in all the days of the week, and this is just going to be a blank calendar template that I can use for all of my monthly cover pages, so I really just left it blank and filled in the abbreviated days of the week with the lines. The next thing I'm going to do is copy and paste that onto my October cover page, That way I can look at it for future reference and give myself a monthly overview of October. The final thing that I'm going to do to my cover page is just readjust that title to fit the whole page, make it look like I want it to, and then choose a background color. I tend to choose the lighter colors just because I think they're easier to see my writing on. Then I'm going to add the days of the month to the calendar for October, then adjust those right where I want them. I wasn't quite liking the position of them, so I just slightly moved them down, lined up all the weeks, and there is the finished cover page for the month of October. The next page that I wanted to implement into my bullet journal this month was a mood tracker. I tend to fly by my months without ever really reflecting on how I was feeling or what I was really doing, so I'm hoping that using my bullet journal will allow me to keep better track of my life. I wanted to keep it with an October theme. You can see that I'm drawing some bats. I couldn't quite figure out a design that I liked, so I redrew them quite a bit until I really enjoyed one. Alright, I got my bat and I liked that one the most, so I copied it and pasted it, and then I ended up grouping them into, I think, rows of 5, just to give myself an easier time counting them, since I do want to use this as a tracker. I knew I needed 31 days for the month of October. I just figured I would make the whole process easier on myself while I was at it. Then I'm just going to copy and paste those groups down and arrange them in a way that I like on the page. You can see that I'm kind of rotating them, flipping them around, and just moving them until I feel like they're where I want them. I even moved some off the page just to give myself some contrast and make the page a little less boring. Again, my process is pretty consistent. I usually copy and paste and then merge down all the layers so they're all together, and then I just added a few more bats right there at the end to make my full 31 days for the month of October. Of course, I wanted to give my title that little stylistic feel that I like. I'm just thickening up my lines and adding in some details that I feel made it really spooky and October-y. Here I'm just choosing a background color that I like, merging down all of my remaining bat layers so they're all together on one layer. And then the next thing I'm going to do is choose the colors that I want to represent each different mood that I want to track this month in October. I decided to use really bright colors, that way they would stand out on the page, so when I go to look at my mood tracker for the month, I can really get a good overview of how I've been feeling for each day, each week, and even for the whole month. And I drew on the faces on all the colors, that way I could represent each mood that I wanted to keep track of. The next step was just numbering the bats 1 through 31 for all the days in October. This actually ended up being the last page that I included in my monthly spreads for my October 2019 bullet journal. So overall, I would say I really had a lot of fun making my October 2019 monthly spreads. I'm hoping that bullet journaling will allow me to be creative while still remaining productive through my very busy school semester this year. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thank you guys so much for being here. See y'all next time.